I'm Amelia Montgomery.
And I'm Connor Hartman.
And this is Saudi Daisy High School News. Stay tuned as we discuss our 12 days of Christmas and forensics victories.
With 10 more school days left until winter break, a lot is going on in the land of Troy. Benchmark testing began on Tuesday and will continue through Friday. On the 12th day of Christmas, SDHS gave to me. Santa is on his way. 16 days to get off that naughty list and on that nice list.
On Saturday, our forensics team traveled to Johnson City to compete in the Dobbins-Bennett Evergreen Invitational and placed second overall. The individual placements included third in dramatic interpretation, Amelia Montgomery, fourth in duet acting, Amani Bo Davis and Braden Hitchcox, fifth in duet acting, Emily Cardwell and Amelia Montgomery, sixth in duo interpretation, Gracie Hedrick and Addie Lang, fourth in Evergreen Gabbers, Bella Myers, fourth in impromptu, Eric Sumner, third in improv, Ava Blue and Addie Lang, fifth in improv, Karma Cope and Bella Myers, sixth in improv, Ambrosio and Abigail Reed, fourth in original oratory, Peyton Hunt, fifth in original spoken word poetry, Karma Cope, sixth in original spoken word poetry, Amelia Montgomery, third in pantomime, Katie Bandy, fourth in pantomime, Delia Bradshaw, fifth in pantomime, Ambrosio, fourth in poetry interpretation, Gracie Howard, sixth in prose interpretation, Delia Bradshaw, second in solo acting, Nate Holloway, fourth in solo acting, Gracie Hedrick, fourth in TV broadcasting, Emily Cardwell, and fifth in TV broadcasting, Ryan Rutherford.
This morning, the man suspected of killing the United Healthcare CEO is waking up in a Pennsylvania state prison. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione is facing several charges, including a weapons charge. Lee Waldman is outside of the prison this morning on where the case goes from here.
Late Monday, murder charges filed out of New York. We know when Luigi Mangione was arrested in Altoona, Pennsylvania, about 45 minutes from here yesterday. He had a weapon consistent with the one used in the murder, as well as fake IDs. We know that much of that evidence will be taken to New York when Mangione is. But in the meantime, as we await that extradition, detectives with NYPD and the FBI came here to Pennsylvania to begin their questioning.
The suspect here who shot at that CEO and killed that CEO is a coward, not a hero.
A days-long manhunt coming to an end at a McDonald's fast food restaurant in Altoona, Pennsylvania, when 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was recognized by an employee.
If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something. And they did.
During Mangione's arrest, police asked if he had been to New York recently. Officers noted he began to shake and presented them with a fake ID, according to the criminal complaint. Authorities say he was carrying what's called a ghost gun, an untraceable, self-assembled firearm that may have been 3D printed. Investigators are now working to see if ballistics and DNA evidence from a recovered backpack and other items will link to Mangione. His former roommate, R.J. Martin, says his arrest is unfathomable.
It wasn't, anything specific. It wasn't like he had an axe to grind or he was even upset or angry about a particular issue. Or they were just natural intellectual conversations that you have when you're inquisitive.
Mangione is facing 5 charges in Pennsylvania, including second-degree possession of a forged document and 1 count of carrying a firearm without a license, according to the criminal complaint. In his initial court appearance, Mangione did not enter a plea. He is currently being held here at the State Correctional Institute, Huntington. We are waiting for an extradition to New York to face those charges that were filed late last night. In Huntington, Pennsylvania, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
U.S. interests in the Middle East hang in the balance after the fall of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's brutal dictatorship. Rebel forces say they control the capital of Damascus. An official source in Russia says Assad has taken refuge in Moscow. Analysts say the overthrow of Assad helps the U.S. because it's a blow to Russia and Iran. The U.S. is taking steps to prevent a resurgence of ISIS during the transition, and officials are also watching rebel leader Abu Muhammad al-Jalani. The question for many in Washington right now is who's in charge of Syria.
That's an open question. Right now, the rebel groups are in charge of Damascus. Again, yes, HTS sort of was the vanguard here, but they're not the only rebel or opposition group in Damascus as we speak. And I think they're trying to work that out amongst themselves. But it is an open question. In fact, the very fact that it's an open question, John, gives us concern. As the president said, we're in a period of uncertainty here. And so we're going to be working through all the processes we can, including at the UN, to make sure that there is adequate communication with these opposition groups and that we are all working together for the best aspirations of the Syrian people.
TikTok is asking a federal appeals court to temporarily halt a law that could ban the social media platform in the U.S. Last Friday, the appeals court upheld the law that requires TikTok to be sold off from its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. If not sold, the app will be banned in the country, starting on January 19th. But in Monday's emergency fling, the company asked for the law to be temporarily paused while it asked the Supreme Court to review the case. TikTok also said the ban would go into effect right before the inauguration, and President-elect Trump may block the ban himself. The company has asked the appeal court to decide on its request by December 16th.
Oregon, Georgia, Boise State, and Arizona State secured the top 4 seeds and first-round byes into the quarterfinal round. In the first round, 5th-seeded Texas will host 12th-seed Clemson. 6th-seeded Ohio State will host 7th-seeded Tennessee. 4th-seeded Penn State will host 11th-seeded Southern Methodist University. And 5th-seeded Notre Dame will host 10th-seeded Indiana. Alabama, 9-3, did not make the field. Last Friday, the girls and boys basketball teams played at home against Signal Mountain for their first district games. The girls won 51-25, the boys won 49-46. Over the weekend, the wrestling team had a tournament in Gatlinburg. Jonathan Davis and Luke Myhan were undefeated. Davis also received Outstanding Wrestler. Jonathan Davis, Luke Myhan, and Logan Rollinson all got champs for Beat Down in the Mountains tournament. On Thursday, the wrestling team plays at Hickson starting at 6 p.m. They will have another tournament on Saturday at Pigeon Forge. Also on Saturday, the boys lacrosse team has an alumni game on the SDHS football field at 1 p.m. You will need to bring a canned food item for admission, and it will be then donated to the Saudi Daisy Food Bank. That is all for your sports. Here is Ella with your latest weather.
Good morning, Saudi Daisy. I'm Ella bringing you today's weather forecast. Today you can expect cloudy skies with highs in the 40s and lows in the 20s. Tomorrow you can expect mostly sunny skies with highs in the 40s and lows in the 30s. The cool weather will continue for the next couple weeks, so keep warm. Now back to Amelia and Connor at the desk.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Go Trojans!